Hey, welcome back to another episode of Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host is here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, Trip, where are we?
Right now, we are chilling in Little Tokyo, Los Angeles, California, in the United States of America, covering Anime Expo.
Yeah, but where exactly are we? Like, we're on the 5th floor, room 503. Come on through.
Shit, look at... This is actually airing in the morning.
Oh, yeah, I hope they come through.
All right, cool. Let's go.
Yeah, so, yeah, we are in Los Angeles. Why are we in Los Angeles again?
Anime Expo is going on.
Is that today?
That was today. I went to some of it, took breaks for food.
Yeah.
And that was my day. How was your day?
It was, I did the same thing. I went to some of it. I had a really big beer and then went to some more of it. And then I had some food.
Excellent.
And that's Anime Expo, right, guys? See you tomorrow. Bye.
So pretty much getting into everything. How was your week? Since we always do that, and I just had my episode with Kyle a couple days ago.
Oh, fuck, this is really gonna fuck me because
I
wasn't on last week's episode, so I don't know what week of summer that was. Because I've been trying to keep track of what week of summer I'm in. Okay, so
it's fine. Everyone is grilling you on this, by the way.
Here we go. Okay, so my best bet was the last time I fucked up. I said it was week 4, and it was like it could have been 5.
It was week 8, actually.
Okay, was it? Okay, so here we go. So
I don't keep track of that shit.
I said it was like, it's either week 4 or 5. I said, let's go with 5. And so last week was 6. Kyle's week was 7. I think this is week 8 of my summer vacation.
Okay.
Let's fucking do it. But yeah, it's been pretty cool, man. Been chilling. Honestly, it was I feel like a short week because it was just a lot of getting stuff ready to leave town.
Essentially.
For almost about a week.
Yeah. Good stuff around the corner.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't do anything. Honestly, I can't remember what we did.
Don't fucking worry about it.
I mean, earlier this week, I can't imagine like we did anything fun.
We met up and we talked about Anime Expo.
Yeah. We didn't play Pathfinder.
No.
We didn't do anything cool.
No.
Did I watch a movie? Did we watch a movie?
No, man.
I can't remember if I watched a movie.
Well, I mean, we did see Tag.
Oh, we saw Tag.
But like that was before.
Oh, fuck, was it the week before?
No, that was Kyle's week.
Oh my God.
That wasn't the 2 days in between.
Okay, also, full disclosure, I have not listened to Kyle's and Tripp's episode.
And that's absolutely okay because Juan has been just doing everything for Anime Expo.
Which is essentially making Sarah do everything for Anime Expo.
Yep.
And me listening to her.
Yep.
Yeah, so super chill week. I feel like if I had a cool story or anecdote that I was going to tell about before Anime Expo, it just went out the window because I got plenty of dorks to talk about for Anime Expo.
Yeah, no. Anime Expo so far this year has been pretty good. I don't know. Anime Expo always has the same kinds of like issues that it normally does, but they've been getting a lot better.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So
yeah, we were just saying earlier, like every year Anime Expo is like a little bit better.
Yeah.
But then they just fuck it. And they make me upset, and it's fine because I'm going to come back next year, and they're going to make me upset again.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back every year, and it's okay because they're getting a little bit better every time. It's like
they absolutely are.
It's like your shitty sports team that drafts higher in the rounds. They're like a first round pick every year because they're really shitty, and then 20 years down the line, they've acquired 20 first round picks.
Oh yeah,
and it always works out.
So
sometimes,
like 12 years ago, back when I first went to Anime Expo. It was a totally different beast. In the same area, it was still at the Los Angeles Convention Center.
Has it always been there? Do you know that? Okay.
Well, as far as my knowledge, ever since I've gone, it's been at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Totally different beast. It was really easy to get around. Lots of stuff just to check in on, and there wasn't like the same demand of like, I have to go see this and I have to go do that.
I got to go wait in line for this. Yeah.
And the exhibit hall was smaller. The artist alley everything was much smaller.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if...
no, you can absolutely hear that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so we're in LA, so don't mind the sirens.
It just happens.
Our hotel is really nice, though, so it's okay.
It all works out. Essentially, it's been getting more and more popular, Anime Expo. And with the more people that come, the more problems arise. And they haven't accounted for all those problems. But at this point... They should have.
Yeah, but
It's been big for a while now.
my biggest problem always with Anime Expo, which is like my least favorite thing, was always getting in.
Yeah, getting in kind of sucks. They fixed it.
I feel like they did. They absolutely did because
They sent out passes.
yeah,
First off,
they sent out passes. They also like allowed 2 days for you to come in to pick up your badge early, right?
yeah,
it wasn't
They
just
used to have just a. Well, they didn't have a day 0, and then they added a day 0 for you to come and pick up your pass and go to a couple of events.
Yeah.
And now they had a day -1 to just pick up passes.
which is interesting. So, anyways, my scariest part was people would just kind of cluster in a specific area, right? And
Yeah.
and it was kind of dangerous because sometimes they'd bleed into the street, and it just made me feel uncomfortable, and it made me feel bad for people who accidentally had to happen to drive by,
Yeah.
when they're just trying to go to work or something. And they just met with a bunch of fucking assholes who don't know how to use a crosswalk.
Right.
Or
They've
they look
never
at
been to a city before. For some reason, they have never encountered a street.
Yeah, they're like, cool. The stop, I mean, the walk says I have 3 seconds left. That's plenty of time to make it across. And they just like casually walk across.
Right. And it's like, that's fucking a 6-lane intersection, my bud.
It's pretty
like, it's actually like 8, I think.
But
I don't know.
so anyway, so the way they fixed it this year for entering was they very clearly had places for you to line up, right? They had people like
It was much better labeled.
They actually had people out there telling you, like, telling the lines when to turn or curve or whatever. They also had like
people just standing out in the middle of nowhere.
they're like, nope, get in the line.
Yeah,
yeah, and
it was great.
Well, I really liked the way they handled that, and they also removed where the buses used to drop you off as like, for a shuttle system, and they
so you have
used
to
that,
walk further,
which is okay because it's actually not even that much further.
no,
like a
it's
block.
not, and it works so much better.
Yeah. So that area that used to be for a shuttle system is now a place for lines to get in. This is the best thing. This is my favorite thing so far.
Yeah.
Doors are supposed to open at 9 for Anime Expo. Guess what? They opened them at like 8:22 because
Fucking awesome.
because I have a feeling that they got a complaint from somebody saying like, hey, there's no more room on the sidewalk. We're bleeding in the street. Fucking let them in.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They just let them in. And I was like, you know what? That's a great call. Because realistically, it's safer to have all those idiots inside not being able to do anything because all the things are technically hadn't started yet than outside maybe possibly getting hurt.
Yeah, I thought it was a great call. So yeah, lots of positive changes right off the bat. But this year, biggest change for us is we have Kyle got his premiere pass that was sent to the mail, but then we had our press passes that we had to go pick up.
Yeah.
No issue getting them. But then, of course, we're not used to having these press passes,
Yeah.
so we had to figure out a thing or two.
Yeah, we had questions about them, so we had to figure out. And obviously, I guess like people who work here are almost exclusively volunteers.
Yeah,
right?
it's nearly everyone's a volunteer unless they're like organizing the event.
Super high ranked. So the way it works is like you volunteer your time to Anime Expo, and then you get to go in for free, which is a pretty sweet gig.
Yeah.
So these people aren't like trained extensively to know every question. So when I ask something about like, hey, can you answer about the press pass? And they're looking at the binder that says like no information about the press, or it's like, yeah, I don't know what to do. So we luckily found out there's a press lounge, and where the press lounge is, there was a guy in a suit, and he was the first guy I'd ever met at Anime Expo.
Oh yeah.
Who knew exactly what he was doing.
Absolutely. But in order to get to that point, we had to have like a whole text conversation. Like somebody had to text over a radio, and then they forgot about us. And then we're like, oh yeah, no, you can't go in until this time. Like, oh, you do that.
I feel like even though they were doing that, I wasn't at any point like mad at them because I'm like, you know what? You're doing the best you can.
It's totally their fault. But I'm just like, I wish they had the resources to help us. That's all that I was thinking during this process.
Yeah, but it's being like again, the issues like they're volunteers.
Yeah,
they're there for like one thing. They're specifically told like my job is to stand here, look for a keyword like they're gonna say, hey, where are the baggage claim? And they're gonna look through their binder and say baggage claim, and go to flip it and be like, and read the thing and be like, baggage claim is here.
I felt incredibly bad actually for the info people.
Yeah.
They couldn't give out a lot of information. They just didn't have it.
Yeah.
So people would ask questions, and then they just backed up the line because nobody had that info.
It's okay, man. Again, still, in my opinion, a huge improvement from last year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, we got up there. We got all of our questions answered. Everything went smooth.
Oh, one other cool thing that's new is to get in the Anime Expo, your badge is now like a scanner.
Yeah, that's a really handy thing. So you scan in and scan out, so they know like how many people are there.
Again, double-edged sword, because it's cool because it's a great way to keep count. It's a great way to know that people has left. So say anything were to arise, we know where everybody was at whenever, whenever shit happened.
Yeah.
The problem is, Trip, you and I stand over 6 feet tall. So we always have to bend down or take off our pass.
Yeah, I just take my pass off now.
I just bend over because I hate taking it off, because I always feel like I'm just going to drop it.
Yeah, I always get nervous about that, but fuck it.
The thing is, people seem to, from what I see, people more or less get the gist of it. There's some people who just refuse to understand that they need to scan in and scan out, and they're like complaining. I'm like, look, bitch, it's super easy. You get in, scan in. You get out, scan out. How hard is that?
Especially since there's like a whole booth dedicated to it, and you see like 100 people do it in front of you. I don't know. It's the whole thing.
It's super easy. You literally hold your shit up to the sensor, and it turns green, and you're done.
Chill as fuck. Okay, so to the actual Anime Expo.
Yeah.
So we went there to scope stuff out and to go and talk to the press lounge, and then we had a little bit of time to kill at the end. We were just kind of looking around, seeing what's there.
Yeah, because it was was that still day? This is day zero.
Is day zero. Yeah.
So yeah, there's stuff open, but not everything's open yet.
So we found out that the beer garden was open. We went and checked that out since that's a new thing. They've always had lounge, or they haven't always, but they've had Lounge 21 for a while.
Since they turned 21.
Since they turned 21, and now they have a beer garden. So we went to go check that out. Everything's crazy overpriced, but that's to be expected at a convention,
especially being in LA. The thing that was a little what's the word, misleading was beer garden, and they're like, come try imported exclusive Japanese beers, which is Sapporo, Kirin, and Asahi, which is like cool, the 3 most common Japanese beers.
Yeah, whatever.
They did have Japanese whiskeys. I'm not the hugest fan of those. I didn't try them, but they had sake, which I am going to try eventually.
Yeah,
I ended up getting a mixed drink because I saw the beer selection, and I was just like, cool, Budweiser, some some local craft shit. And then I didn't see till later there's a Sierra Nevada, but as you guys know, we're from Chico, and that shit like runs like water.
Yeah,
and it's $4.
It's free.
Here it's $12. It's fucking nuts.
Pretty wild.
I'm gonna for sure buy one though.
Jesus.
Anyways, but we ended up getting 2 drinks. Right?
Yeah, we checked out that. We had some takoyaki there. It was delicious.
The music was really nice. It's great ambiance. They're open till 3 in the morning.
Fucking wild.
Right now, as we're recording, they're still open.
It's pretty cool. So we checked that out for a little bit, and then we were like, all right, let's bounce. And on our way out, we were walking by the what's it called? Entertainment Hall? Yeah. And I saw a big old sign for Square Enix, and then I saw behind that a sign for Kingdom Hearts, and I was like, okay, well, I know that they handed out Kingdom Hearts 3 bags. I'm going to go check this bitch out.
I've never seen Trip get so, just instantly turned on.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, we're going there. We're fucking going right there. Had to wait. Eventually, the line opened up, and I was able to get in. And then I was waiting and watching all these people play, and I'm trying to figure out, what do I want to do? What are the things that I want to see? Because, everyone plays in a different way, and everyone kind of fucks up at different parts, and I'm like, okay, I'm sure I'm going to fuck up at some part. What part's that going to be? I don't know. But I had a lot of concerns going into Kingdom Hearts 3. There are people that they would in demos that I've seen people play, there's an Olympus level and you have to run up a shitload of walls, and it just looked kind of clunky and awkward. People would fall off constantly and run back up. I never had that issue. I don't know what's up. I saw a lot of people fucking up with the wall running stuff, but I never had that same issue. You have a double jump, you have a dash in the air, and you could fucking run up the wall. So if you do fuck up, which I never wound up doing, you could just recover from it so easily, but so many people just drop.
Yeah.
And they fucking don't try to do anything. And it made me feel like, oh, so you can't get back on the wall easily. It's fucked up. Nah, it was all good. The gameplay felt clean as fuck. Everything was good. But anyways, so yeah, I was planning out all this when I was in line. And I didn't get in. I was one of the 10 people that were cut off because they had a 15-minute timer for each group. That they weren't fucking paying attention to at all. There were people there for 30 minutes at a time easily. They were able to finish both of the different demos, taking their sweet fucking time, and then they would go back and watch the cutscenes. They tell you to skip the cutscenes because the Toy Story one starts out with a 7-minute cutscene. Whoa. So there's no fucking way that you're gonna finish it, right? So then I get cut out, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to get to fucking try this game tonight, but I guess I'll come back in the morning and see if it's even worth it. And then this dude's like, hang on, guys, don't leave yet. And then he wrote initials on our arms so that we could come back in the morning and show like, hey, we were here. We get priority. Like, we'll jump the line.
Yeah.
So I went back this morning.
Yeah.
Decided that I didn't want to fucking jump the line because I was 13 people away from the front, right?
Yeah.
And then I get in immediately.
Yeah, how was it?
So it was pretty fucking good. The game felt really smooth. I had some interest in like how the different weapons work, because now you get a Keyblade and you could transform it into different weapons. The transitions were really clean. A lot of the attractions were pretty easy to use. You don't really have to go for the ones that take more time or feel slow. So you get to use the interactive ones to your discretion at your liking. And then there's also like a link system where it's like a summon. So you summon somebody. This was the worst part of it that I had noticed. I did the Toy Story run first, and you get to link up with Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, you gonna wreck it?
Yeah, gonna wreck it, right? So, I don't really know. This just felt weird. You put down a bunch of, like, cannons in bricks.
What's weird is, like
it freezes time, you put down all the cannons and bricks and shit, and then at the end, your finisher is you shoot them all.
Is Ralph, like, known for building cannons?
He's known for wrecking.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, yeah?
Yeah, it felt weird. So that was a weird thing. It was a very different style of gameplay, and it just felt bad for that moment. But I can imagine it being good for like a Coliseum type thing.
But not
for what it was, I did not enjoy it at that time. That's my biggest complaint about the demo so far. I feel like they should have had a different summon in place of Ralph, because it stopped the momentum.
Yeah. No.
But man, it felt so smooth. Other than that, it really feels like a grown-up version of Kingdom Hearts. I highly recommend it. Like, if they come out with a demo when the game comes out, check that out. See if it's for you. The story is so complicated. I'm sure that they're going to simplify it for this, since it's the third in a major franchise that hasn't been touched for like 13 years.
Word.
Something like that.
Well, hey, man, I'm glad you super enjoyed it, because I know, like, you're a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts.
Fun time.
And it's great that you can talk to somebody about it, because you kept wanting to tell me shit, and I don't give a fuck. Don't care. Don't care.
Oh, my God.
Don't care. Hey, Trip.
Oh, my God.
Trip, look at me. Keyblade, still give a fuck. Can't give a shit. Okay, so next thing we're talking about is
My Hero Academia.
Yeah, and actually this whole My Hero thing happened before Trip did his playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 3, but we just wanted to save it because it's a whole thing. So
yeah,
at Aniplex, they were premiering the world premiere of My Hero Academia, the movie Two Heroes, right?
Two Heroes.
And because there was so much buzz about it, Anime Expo came up with a really good idea.
This
in quotations,
before the actual Expo happened.
Actually dropped, because
it was like a week or so ago, I think.
Well, yeah, people started losing their minds about how hyped they were for this thing. Then Anime Expo instantly went, "Oh, we need to figure this shit out," because one of the biggest things with Anime Expo is trying to get to line up anywhere.
Yeah.
So their solution is the day of the event or whatever, they were going to have a line where you were going to get a wristband that said, My Hero Academia, the movie, and the time or whatever.
Yeah.
Essentially guaranteeing you a spot in the movie. Like, there was a finite amount of these wristbands, and they weren't making any more, and they weren't just giving them away.
Right.
You had to show up, first come, first serve, and that was everybody. That was premiere, that was press, that was general admission.
Yeah.
I feel like some people who got in were people who were either in the industry or also maybe working the event,
Yep.
But so we showed up, I guess, to Anime Expo around 8-ish, right?
7:30.
7:30, yeah. We chilled out, waited for the doors open. We went up to where the line was, which is right next to Beer Gardens. We managed to snag some wristbands for all of us, right?
Yeah, we just met the cutoff for wristbands.
Yeah, and then it was cool. Then just kind of leave and come back whenever you wanted.
Yeah,
and so
people
we did.
Stayed fucking lined up too. Those maniacs.
So we decided to leave because we wanted to do other things.
Yeah.
And when we came back, you and I jumped in the press line, and our buddies Sierra and my other buddies Kyle.
All right.
I messed that up. Hey, what up? Shout out to Kyle. He's just sleeping, not even sleeping. He's 5 feet away from me. We got in the movie. We were very nicely ushered by a homie named Casper
Yeah, Casper helped us the fuck
to
out.
our press seats, and we sat down and just kind of waited for the movie to start. Super odd. Every chair was like a little. It's like a popcorn box or like a Happy Meal box with just like My Hero shit decked out on it.
It's kind of like a to-go Chinese container,
but bigger, like not like, you know, and then there's also like a sippy cup, like a soda cup, right?
Yeah.
Also in the lid, and I was like, "Are we getting snacks?" I was like, and then in my head was just,
so confused.
in my head was just like, "How are they gonna pull off snacks?"
Dude,
You
I had
know?
no fucking clue.
So, anyways, we sat down, we made friends with the homie next to us. He's like a radio host here in Los Angeles, and
Yeah.
he reviews video games. It was really cool to talk to the guy. It was also his first year acquiring a press pass, so we were just kind of talking. Even though he'd been to Anime Expo 17 years in a row or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, bro, you way overqualified for this.
Yeah, he's fucking down for
Nice
this.
guy, though. So we just kind of chill if the movie starts, and we're just going to quickly just tell you what the movie's about, right?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So the movie is kind of ambiguous as to where it is, but it's for sure before season 2, after season 1, right?
I thought it was like after season 2 because he has full cowling. But
No, but I feel like it has to be before they go to the summer thing or whatever, because
that's season 3.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. It's before season 3, after season 2.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. And All Might has invited Deku to Island, which is like a moving island in the ocean somewhere.
Yep.
Where like a bunch of scientists and inventors all go to study quirks and create equipment, and it's like fucking Disneyland for people who have powers.
Yeah.
And they're just opening up their Island for Expo for the first time for the general public, and they're having superheroes there to like fucking, I don't know, promote it or whatever.
It was a great movie, great theme and everything for an expo.
Yeah. And so that's kind of, you know, he was going there to... All Might was invited there by the daughter of his best friend, who we saw in a flashback at the beginning of the movie of like young All Might, you know? Like was it high school? Was it high school or something?
It was college. He went to college, and then he was a transfer student.
Yeah. Which is kind of interesting because I always thought All Might was like half American or something.
Everyone thought he was American. Turns out he was just a transfer student.
Yeah, and he was just a very
States.
handsome, blonde-haired Japanese guy.
How's that work out?
Anyways, so he meets his best friend, David, who is the guy who created his suit after All Might saved him.
Yeah.
And so David Shield is in charge of Island, and they're, I don't know, fucking, again, they're celebrating the new Expo. And All Might shows up with his homie, Deku's there, and he's getting showed around the island. And this is my favorite part of the movie, actually, when like every character was introduced as to, with some absurd reason as to why they're all at the same island. Like Deku was invited by All Might, fucking the Minata and the fucking Shocky bro, were there because they were just working over the fucking summer break.
Yeah, they wanted to go check out the expo, but they got jobs there.
Momo and fucking Earjack girl and Gravity
Jiro.
chick or whatever.
Uraraka.
Yeah, they're all there because one of them is rich, right? Momo's rich. And
Momo's rich.
She's
She
extra
brought a
tickets.
couple guests.
Yeah. And then who else is there for? Okay, so
Her family was invited.
Bakugo is there because he won the sports festival, right? And he had one extra ticket, so he brought fucking Red Riot, the fucking strong homie, you know. And then Todoroki's there because his dad didn't want to go, so he needed to go there to represent his family.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Is that it? I think that's all of them.
Ida.
Oh, fuck yeah. Ida's there because his parents are like, they're A-class heroes, and so he's also there just to represent it, essentially.
I think that's everyone.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So I just love how it was that whole scene was just kind of like, oh, you're here? Oh, fuck, you're here? Oh, you're all... Like, everybody was there. And it was super cool, in my opinion. Super
At least
fun.
most of the big characters, like... some, like Jiro, not necessarily a big character, but she was featured heavily in the movie and great job of it.
For sure. And like we were talking about this, it's cool that she showed up, right?
Yeah, I was really happy with that.
You know, surprisingly, like, you imagine they show Froppy because she's like a fan favorite.
Absolutely, yeah.
But they did have like clips of her. They had clips of other, you know, fucking students. And, but it was, for the most part, that's like, they're all there so convoluted or by coincidence because it's a movie, you know?
Yep.
Anyways, then fucking the the island gets overrun by villains while like they're doing a speech, and they get all caught up, and the only people who can save the day are the kids, obviously.
Yep. I don't want to spoil.
No, absolutely
the movie, but it's a lot of fun. The animation looks fucking incredible. Mm-hmm. There's some great new smashes in the movie. We get to finally see some use of gadgets for Deku.
Yeah, that instantly. Yeah. No, I get everything. They're pretty cool in my opinion. We're not going to spoil this movie. It's gonna come out in November, I think, right? To theaters.
I think they said October. It has a fall date, but I think she slipped in October when she was talking.
For sure. But yeah, it's coming out, and apparently we have to see it because there is something after the credits that
they
we
have
didn't
a little bit
see,
extra footage after
that
the
we
credits.
didn't get to see.
No, so shout outs to anyone that didn't get to see it, because now you get to see everything, and you don't have to see it twice. Yeah,
so super cool movie in my opinion. Very hype, very well done. My Hero is like the hottest thing out there, so why not give him a movie? Who cares if it's not like the end all be all? It's not going to be like, there's no real stakes. We know that there's another season afterwards.
Right. And after the movie, it was pretty cool. They brought out all the voice actors for they brought out Deku, and then English Deku, and they brought out Momo, English Momo, sorry.
And they brought 2 new characters who just from the movie, Melissa Shield and her dad, David Shield.
Yep.
And they just, quickly got introduced, and they talked about like what they think about My Hero and what their favorite part of the movie was, and they were all really nice and really cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, no complaints. Yeah,
it was a really well handled event, I thought.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see in the future what kind of like events are going to be handled in the same way, and like how everything's going to be taken care of. Overall it was a lot of fun. For sure. And I know Kyle and Sierra had trouble reading the subtitles. It was just like people were blocking it. It was too difficult to see it.
Yeah.
That being said, still had a blast with it because it was just so much fun. The visuals were dope, and like you could get the gist of a lot of it.
One thing that they did that was pretty smart is they did move the subtitles to the top of the screen, which took me a second to get used to because I'm always used to seeing them at the bottom.
Did they move the subtitles to the top?
They were always at the top.
Huh.
Which kind of blew my mind. I was like, wow, that's actually a really clever thing because if you put them low, it's everybody's fucking head's there, so there's a better chance if it was above. I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Whenever this movie drops in the theaters, we'll go watch it and we'll give it a full review. But that was just a little taste.
Temporary scoring,
out of 10,
I
don't know, fucking 9.
I'd give it an 8 because the story was simplistic, but I had so much fun.
I feel like the story should have been. Has to be simple.
It kind of does, but
because they can't do anything that has any real weight to it. But it was.
Well, I mean, there were no like big character development issues or whatever, and like I don't know. I love that in movies when they're able to expand on things a little bit more, where it doesn't necessarily like affect the show. But knowing that, it's just like, oh,
look, man, look at me, look at my eyes. You know why it gets a 9. You know why?
Yeah, because it was a great movie.
Yeah. Get over it.
Okay,
cool. Are we good?
Are you going to talk about something else?
Are we good?
No.
Oh, we're not good.
No.
Are we done?
Yes.
Oh, we're breaking up.
All right.
Again.
You've broken up with everyone on this trip so far.
Except for Kyle. Me and him are good.
You guys were never together.
Kyle, will you be my boo? He said yes.
All right.
Yes, okay, so that was that. Like I said, we'll talk about that whenever the shit comes out of the actual theaters.
Yeah.
Next up, we had lunch. We drank too much. We ate too much.
It was great.
It was fun. It was a good time. We ended up trying to line up for Netflix Hearts Anime, which is this is like where the issue comes in with Anime Expo always. Because people volunteer, there's shit's not really organized. So like one person's yelling one thing, another person's yelling another thing. And we ended up in line, and by the time that line was like, we were for sure in the line, it was like, him was like, hey, this is no longer a Netflix line, this is now a Aniplex of America, whatever. And I was like, cool, that's not what we wanted to see. But we ended up sticking around, and you and Kyle went to the exhibit hall.
Yeah, we checked out some stuff there.
And Sierra and I stuck around for a bit in the line, and we were able to eventually get into the fucking space, and it was still Netflix for the half of it. That being said, there's plenty of fucking seats. I just hate the fact that people never really do a good job of sitting next to each other. I get.
it's frustrating.
I get it. Like they're strangers or whatever, but you got to be kind of considerate of the fact that like there's a lot of people that want to see this.
Yes.
And if like there's one gap in between, that's one spot someone could be sitting at. So
it's a bummer.
Like don't be a dick. Scoot over, make a new friend. How hard is that? You know?
Yeah, it's totally fine. And you could always judge like how crowded the event's going to be, and it's like who cares if somebody sits next to you or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
get over it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I always feel kind of bad because I'm tall. So like if someone's behind me, like I hope you're also tall because you're not going to be able to see.
I feel the same way. So since you only saw half of it, I'm just going to go over all of the Netflix things that are going to come out. You cool with that?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. So we're going to get a second season of Agretsuko, which is the red panda.
He's super
show.
aggro.
Yeah. Made from the fucking, what's it called? The Sanrio.
Okay.
Sanrio character. It's a lot of fun. So Netflix is getting season 2 of that. No date announced yet.
Time out. Was that you said Sanrio? The guys that do like Hello Kitty and shit like that.
Yeah.
Super interesting. I've never seen a Sanrio character have such a aggressive.
No, that's kind of the new thing.
That's really cool.
Well, I mean, Gudetama, for example.
But his is like again. I would still say like
it's like a weird, gross thing.
his is like laziness as opposed to like which is inherently, I guess, not as bad as just instant rage.
Yeah, no, it's a totally different thing. It's fucking wild.
I guess Sanrio realized we can't just all be cute. We need other things.
It's fun. I like it. I'm glad they're branching out.
For sure.
Season 2 of Castlevania is going to come out October 26th.
Who's the director for that?
I don't know.
Well, that
You're
homie
the
was
one
there.
that went.
I don't know his name. I don't know anybody's name. That guy was there. He was really cool. Really funny guy. Really eccentric. I liked him a lot.
Good.
I'm just reviewing him now.
Yeah, no,
He had
totally
a nice leather jacket on.
I'm like, I wish I had that information for you.
He did a really cool thing.
Didn't expect you to bust that out on me.
I thought maybe you just knew off the top of your head.
Nah.
He did a really cool thing where he like one of the questions for the Q&A was asked, and they said like, what do you recommend for someone who wants to like break in the industry? And he's also a part of Voltron besides Castlevania, which Voltron's also a Netflix thing. He was saying that like, he asked who here knows what Voltron is, and everybody like a bunch of people raised their hand like, cool, like he's like, inside of all of you's a lion. He's like, cool. And I was like, now find other lions and create Voltron. So essentially what he's trying to get at is like, if you want to create something, great. Hook up with the people who also want to create things on the internet or whatever, and then make something. And like, you can do it. It's not like back in the day it was like, I want to do this, but I know nobody anywhere.
Yeah.
The only people I know are people who I see every day. So now it's more, you're available to hook up with people across the world to create things. I thought that was super cool.
That is a cool idea.
Cool. What else do you got?
Awesome. So there's going to be a new series, Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle. It's coming out July 18th, so that's right around the corner here. Dragon Pilot. I think they aired the first episode of this show like a few days ago, like a week ago maybe. I don't know. But it's going to come out September 21st, so we actually have a date for that. I'm pretty excited. It looks like really unique in animation and stuff, so I'm stoked to see that. And then Cannon Busters is going to come out on April 1st. What's Cannon Busters about?
So Cannon Busters was one that we did manage to see, and I want to get the guy's name right. His name was I don't have it up. Anyways, it's a guy that I got it on my phone somewhere. It's an anime that's made by Satellite. It's LaShawn something. You don't got to talk to each other back there.
You know what? We can't even pick you up.
Yeah, if you guys shut the fuck up, we're trying to animate here.
What are you trying to talk about?
We're talking about anime over here, bro. You got to pee?
Sleeping?
Well, they're the ones who want to come.
All right.
Anyways, it's about a robot who becomes friends with like this prince character, and they're on a journey of some sorts, and they got a bunch of cool like characters they meet along the way.
Yeah.
The guy who makes this is African American. He's worked on things like Boondocks in the past and Black Dynamite. So the characters in this show are of like some sort of, they're colored. The cool thing is that,
of course, they're colored.
The cool thing
is animation.
The cool thing he was saying was that this is the first time where he's made something where it's not like he has to talk about the social injustice or all the issues that come up with,
kind of
it's like, cause he's like,
fun thing.
He was saying this is in a different world, in a different planet, a completely different universe. So he can just do whatever he wants. And it looked really cool, looked really interesting. And he's a guy who's actually working in Japan with the studio, doesn't speak Japanese. He has a really good assistant who translates stuff for him. But he said he's actually worked in Korea before doing the same thing as working as an animator. So he says he's super stoked to see this. This thing got crowdfunded by the Kickstarter in 2013. And they finally launched a deal with Netflix to get 12 episodes.
That's super rad.
And we do got a date for that, right?
Yes, April 1st.
Cool.
Yeah.
I really want to see this. I think I'm hoping I really like this.
Yeah, me too, man. We'll find out if it's good. I like the name at the very least. Ultraman is going to come out in spring, so we don't have an exact date on that, but it's going to be made by Production IG and Sola Digital, so that's pretty exciting shit. And then this is a show that you're kind of upset because they ripped off your idea.
It's bullshit. Yeah. Say what the plot is real quick.
Kengan Ashura from Lark's Entertainment follows Kazuo Yamashita. He's an ordinary 56-year-old man who one day is summoned by the chairman of his company and hired as a gladiator. He learns that these hired gladiators engage in battles called Kengan matches to protect the corporate rights of the businesses they represent. Kazuo is assigned to battle a mysterious Kengan fighter named Oma Tokita. Both men join the Kengan Zetsume tournament with the hopes of winning on the spot of chairman of the Kengan organization.
Yeah.
It's going to launch in 2019.
That's like word for word the story I created. It's bullshit. Fucking Netflix. Get out of my head.
And I think the second season of Agretsuko is going to be in 2019 as well.
Cool. Got anything else?
That's all the Netflix news I have.
I mean, there's one more thing. Castlevania is coming back, obviously.
I already said that.
I didn't pay attention.
October.
Cool, great.
All right.
Okay, after that, went to Aniplex because we were already there. Nothing to say about Aniplex. It was really shit. And that's... I have nothing against Aniplex. I'm just saying that the things that they were talking about...
The presentation was lame.
The presentation was pretty bad. They had technical difficulties, so they couldn't just... Their videos weren't fucking working. The two people that are up there, I feel like are... The guys that's up there is really corny, in my opinion. He's got really lame jokes. He says like, "Oh, I'm sorry, being emo right now. I don't want to be all emo." And you guys, I'm like, who the fuck says that anymore?
Oh man.
Yeah. So, and then he had really lame jokes and comebacks. And anyways, they just talked about a bunch of Fate stuff that was coming out, like movies and Blu-rays and stuff I don't care about.
If we were Fate fans, that might be cool. But...
Yeah. Anyways, if you are a Fate fan, they're coming out with a bunch of new Fate stuff on Blu-ray. They also announced fucking Demon Slayer, who's getting an anime. It's a manga currently. Woo! They also said No Cells at Work's coming out, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I got to see some visuals for Let Me Eat Your Pancreas, which I was super surprised because I was watching it, had no idea what it was, and the title came up. I was like, oh, I know what that is.
What is it?
It's a movie about a chick that has cancer.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that came out was they also said the new Sword Art is coming out and Kirito is coming back. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. They had no visuals for it. I mean, they had no videos for it. It was just essentially a picture.
Of Kirito just like
Kirito
fucking boning his harem of women.
No, it was Kirito. This is surprising. It was Kirito with like one girl, obviously, and then there was a guy character, another guy.
No,
it's crazy. Yeah. So but you know what? If I had to hanker a guess, I would guess that this guy in real life is probably a woman. And she's probably gonna fall in love with Kirito because that's always how this shit works. Anyways, Aniplex just didn't have anything that I feel like was super cool, worth reviewing, and also didn't win any of the raffles, which was upsetting. Yeah. Okay, and that's all I had. That was essentially my day. You had one more thing you went to.
I went to go see Mega 64's panel. They've been doing panels for, I think, 12 years or so at Anime Expo. No, wait. Yeah, 12 years. And then they've been around for 15 years, so pretty wild. They were a fun time. They showed one of their more recent videos, and then they also just posted tonight the behind the scenes for it of the Cell Saga from Dragon Ball Z in 5 minutes.
You were telling me I should watch that.
You should definitely watch it. You'll fucking love it. I got such a kick out of it. And I don't know, it's always just fun. They come out and they like play a little teaser video, and then it does a countdown for when they're about to like come out. And it always plays like a different fucking song. Mm-hmm. So this year they did Gangnam Style.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's it's old enough. It's old enough for it to be like really. That's kind of nostalgic, but fuck that song.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like
It was obviously done on purpose. Yeah, like
entirely
ironically.
as a joke. Yeah. So they bust out to Gangnam Style, and they're just like, oh, 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 and Rocco's like, I just found this new song, and like, I think it's gonna be the hit of the summer. You
That's
guys,
funny, man.
It was pretty good. But yeah, just showed off some of their clips, and they always like to play this one video that they call the second greatest video of all time. And it's just called The Library. It's footage from looks like just like a camera phone, and they're looking at books, going through some line, and then they pan over to another line, and it just meets the eyes of this one dude who looks like he fucking hates that they're being filmed, and then it ends.
Cool, man.
It's great.
And yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. I didn't go to 64. I don't really know them all that well to go check them out, but I know you wanted to see them last year and you didn't, and this year you did, so I'm happy for you.
So fucking glad. I love it.
Yep.
I'm really upset that I missed the last year's, but man, what a fun panel.
Cool, man. To quickly wrap this up, let's just do, what was your favorite cosplay you saw today?
Shit, man. I don't know. There were some good ones. I saw a few like amazing Guts in like his dragon armor.
I saw that.
Tight.
I saw Guts who was not in his dragon armor. It was his armor when he was part of like the sparrows or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the ravens. I don't know what the fuck they were called. The crows. They were some sort of bird.
Yeah, whatever.
But it looks super cool. But I didn't see a dragon one, like the all black one. You mean?
Yeah. With like a fucking like dragon snout, red eyes and shit. And he had a tattered cloak. It was rad.
Saw a pretty cool Overlord. It looked like the shit was heavy though, like super heavy.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of fucking Hodorokis and Bakuhos, which is essentially the girl version of Todoroki and Bakugo.
Yeah.
I want to make that very clear. The one I really did like, I saw a gearless Joe with the gear dog. So technically he was junk dog at the point.
Oh wow!
Really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
rad.
yeah, cool. I'm gonna keep my eye out for some other stuff. I think just checking out people's cosplay is pretty dope.
Yeah. I really I saw a pretty good Heartless from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I think
rad.
I saw him too. Someone had to tell me what it was. It was like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah. We saw Sleepy Time, Eraserhead.
Yeah.
That was fun. Just lots of good cosplays this year.
Yeah.
Nothing that I'm like, oh fuck. But one of the coolest ones I thought was there was I don't remember his name, but the blonde kid from Mob Psycho, and he had his hair stacked up like a fucking mountain.
That's super cool. I don't know his name either, but that is funny. Cool, man.
He took it off to show us.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Nice. Dude, that's the episode. I feel like next tomorrow we're actually gonna do this again.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be chiller because we're not super stressed. The one thing I really wanted to see at AX was this, My Hero thing. So
we got it. We did it.
So everything else besides that, just icing on the cake. So cool. So everyone.
See you everyone from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.